welcome back to Well Played, presented by The Skim. I'm Caroline Hendershot.
And I'm Blake Morgan. I hope everyone had a good Thanksgiving holiday. I know Caroline and I sure did.
Oh, yeah, we did. You know why? Because we saw each other on Sunday.
We did.
I'm slowly but surely making Blake follow me around 7 days of the week.
And I'm happy to do it.
It's working great.
It was
so far.
thrilling. So I think we talked about, we obviously talked about it on the show last week. I did get to go to the Jets game with my dad for his birthday.
Jets versus
Seahawks.
Nailed it this time.
Different green colors, y'all. I saw it with my own two eyes. It was remarkable. They are extremely different.
Just a little.
No, yeah.
It's fine.
A couple shades.
Yeah. Did you enjoy the game?
I did. Yeah. I actually did. You know, my dad, the most important thing was that my dad was having a good time. And we were up for a while, you know. He's like a lifelong Jets fan. So he was pretty happy. We did leave after the third quarter because it was the tundra.
It was so cold
out there. I know.
So cold.
And Caroline was like you were barely wearing any clothes because you probably have to like look. Yeah. You can't wear like your big ass.
I was wearing like a big coat, but there were a lot of layers underneath. Okay. Like I was very bundled. And the thing is I had feet warmers on and I was wearing leather pants, but I was wearing like fleece lined leggings under them.
Okay.
So I was very insulated, but like by the fourth quarter, I got to a point where I just was shaking uncontrollably, which happens like because, you know, you're just standing outside in the freezing cold for 4 hours. And I would like, couldn't stop. I was like, I don't feel cold, but I was just like, like
I know. I got to literally during halftime, we had to go to the little lounge thing because it was warm. I had to warm up.
Yeah.
But you I would never would have guessed you had so many layers on. You looked fab.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're doing something right.
That means that I didn't look like the abominable snowman, which is a very big plus.
You did not.
Yeah. Okay, well, good. I'm glad you enjoyed. Make sure you check out our full-length episode on YouTube or just search for Well Played by The Skim on YouTube. Or if you prefer to listen, make sure you hit that follow button on Spotify or Apple Podcasts.
Yes, but before we dive into our topics for today, please make sure you're following us at The Skim. Also on our personal Instagrams, mine is BLAAA4KSE. I do respond to DMs. I just want to shout out Kelce last night, who had me crying in the club at like really 10:45 on a Monday. She sent a really sweet message saying she loved the show, and I will answer you if you say something really nice or if you say something mean. But Caroline?
I won't answer you if you say something mean. I will only answer you if you say something nice because I'm petty like that. But you can follow me at CG Hendy, wherever you prefer to find your social media.
Voila.
Yeah. Okay, as always, we've prepared a roundup of your favorite stories. Let's get to playing the field. All right, this week's Playing the Field starts with a story about the star quarterback who's officially off the market. That's because Bills quarterback Josh Allen is living his best life after getting down on one knee and proposing to actress Hailee Steinfeld.
Yes, this past weekend, the pair made their engagement Instagram official in a joint post featuring a picture of Allen on said knee proposing to Steinfeld, and the caption just said 11/22/24. But there's somebody out there who wasn't so thrilled about the announcement.
This was drama.
This was crazy. It was Josh Allen's ex who wasn't happy. And like, don't get me wrong, I broke up with my ex-boyfriend of 5 years.
Wait, me too.
Really?
Twins.
No way.
Yeah.
But if I saw tomorrow that he got engaged, I'd be like, what the? I would be kind of. Even though I don't care, I still at the same time there's something like, I don't know. Yeah. Even if my high school boyfriend gets engaged, which he will one day. I'd be like, what the hell? I thought
I was the love of your life.
I thought it was me.
Yeah. So influencer Brittany Williams, who spent 10 years with Allen, responded early Saturday morning with a comment saying, this was crazy. Luckily, my boyfriend owns a team and doesn't play for one. Don't have to be with another brain dead CTE athlete. Whoa.
That was crazy.
Whoa. But the best part is the excuse.
Right, because apparently it wasn't her, y'all. So next thing you know, comment was deleted. And Williams posted a story claiming that, quote, my accounts have been hacked several times tonight, trying to get it resolved. If anyone has any tips, please let me know.
Come on.
Do we buy the story?
It's like dog ate my homework. Come on. Come on. No way.
Could you see yourself leaving a comment such as this one?
No, I would definitely say it in my head if I felt that way, or like say it to my friends.
Right.
But like, I'm not going to ever say that out loud or post it on the internet.
Yeah.
Literally, when they tell you the internet is forever, the internet is forever. People will screenshot the comment, the tweet, the whatever faster than you can even realize. So like, guys, just have a little bit of
just like take, when you're
take
feeling
a breather.
Yes, take a breather, take a second, think about what you're about to do.
Yep.
She didn't do that, clearly.
No.
I have to say, I wouldn't have made a comment like this. However, if I was the type of person to make a comment like this, I could see myself getting embarrassed about it, that like nobody had my back and being like, it wasn't me, guys. It wasn't me. Because I just like couldn't live with that embarrassment and the shame.
Here's the thing, though. It's tough, too, I think, because for her, obviously, she spent 10 years with him. They broke up. It's not even like, you know how both sides of the relationship, when you break up, you're always trying to act like, oh, I'm better off. Like, I'm okay without you kind of thing, which it's okay to admit both people are hurting. Right. It's okay. But like, he's now playing at an insane level. He's now engaged to this actress, singer, beautiful model, Hollywood star. He's like a very likable guy on and off the football field. Golden retriever energy. So it's just really hard. I feel like
it's hard to see them win.
She's probably like, I'm pissed that he's doing well.
Yeah. It's a bummer. She could have just, like, I don't want to speculate, but if I were to speculate, it's like, her boyfriend does own a team, she says, and doesn't play for one. Allegedly. So she should be happy, but like, keep it at that.
Allegedly.
Babe.
Okay, but also it is worth noting that fans have claimed to see a change in Allen's play this weekend, because those who saw him entering the stadium to take on the 49ers Sunday night claimed he had husband energy. One such commentator and analyst, former NFL quarterback Ryan Fitzpatrick, tweeted and even predicted a standout post-engagement performance, saying, if you are looking for historical precedent on how QBs play in their first game after being engaged, and he like quote tweeted a 21-point comeback video from his rookie season, which was obviously like the first game he played after he got engaged. So he tweeted that before the game. And then Allen has the craziest game of his life. He like became the first player to rush for a touchdown, throw a touchdown, and receive a touchdown in the same game. So he was just
that husband glow was working.
Yeah, so essentially, like, Josh, you should have done it sooner, because it looked
right.
You should have met Hailee sooner. You should have got engaged sooner.
I mean, it seems like they're having a good season regardless, but like, imagine if it just happened sooner.
Yeah, and I think that like everyone is kind of pointing to him to be the MVP now, because he's just playing so well. I do think that if they have home field advantage throughout the playoffs, it's going to be very hard to beat them, because you saw the snow game. It's insane. Like no one knows how to play in the snow like Buffalo does.
It does get cold up there.
It does. It's quite chilly.
Well, maybe he'll be MVP on the field, but off the field as well. I mean, like you said, golden retriever energy. I'm sure you saw the video of him doing snow angels.
He's
so cute, and that wins for me.
And like his coach was like the one who was like, I want to see some snow angels, and then they did them together. I was like, oh my god, it's very lovable. So, happy for him in his fiancé era, and also happy for him getting away from maybe the toxicity of his past relationship.
Thank you next on that one.
Thank you next. Well said. Also in the NFL, the boys are fighting. This past Sunday's most talked about play came when Jaguars quarterback Trevor Lawrence took a shot to the head from Texans linebacker Azeez Al-Shaair.
Yes, on the play, Lawrence went to slide and he gave up his body, but then Al-Shaair leveled with him with a forearm to the face, leading Lawrence to be carted off the field. That was hard to watch.
It was really scary.
I can tell I'm getting older, because like watching these things, I'm getting more disturbed. You know what I mean?
I don't think many things make me queasy, but that I have found always, like, really bad hits always make me like, ooh.
Well,
like,
especially because you probably see them in real time.
Well, and you don't know what's going on. I hear them. That is the thing. Like, they sound really loud, which is like the scariest thing for me. But this resulted in a brawl between the two teams and Al-Shaair being ejected from the game. Then on Monday, he issued a notes app apology on Twitter, specifically saying, to Trevor, I genuinely apologize for what ended up happening. Many are commending him for the apology. Others are calling it half-hearted. What do you think, Blake?
I mean, it's always good to apologize when you do something wrong, but he seems to partially think that like he didn't even do anything wrong. Also, it's just like a masterclass in how not to apologize. Like, I thought we have universally decided we hated the notes app apology, at least on the internet. Like, that was the discourse I was seeing, you know? And then he just notes app apology, boom, onto the Twitter timeline, which also I feel like Twitter is such a toxic place. Sorry, X is such a Wild West these days. And if I may pull out my literature degree. It was a French literature degree. So I'm just going to swap it over to English and do a close reading. He, as you said, he said, I genuinely apologize for what ended up happening. What ended up happening? If we do a close reading here, that is very passive language. That to me is like him distancing himself from what happened, what he literally did.
Yeah.
And it's like he has no responsibility in what happened. He's like, "Ooh, sorry that happened to you, but I'm good." You know what I mean? What did you think?
I did appreciate how he said it happened so fast. Like, I didn't realize he was already sliding, that kind of thing, because I do think that a lot of times people forget like how much of an instant these things happen. However, I don't think that he should have been going after the quarterback in that way anyways, because I understand that the defense has a lot of stipulations in today's NFL game where it makes it hard to like play their style or their brand of football without getting a penalty, right? But like you have to know that the quarterback is like the one person you cannot mess up. Like that, there are so many rules to protect the quarterback, and that's for a reason. So like when you are going to tackle said quarterback, you just have to do it in a smarter way, you know? Like that's my take on it. I just don't think that the way in which he tackled, and again, it happens in a split second, but like I don't think the way in which he tackled was necessary. It was like far too aggressive in my opinion, because you know that the quarterback is going to be sliding. Like that's just kind of
sliding as in like he's gonna die. He's just like going.
You're sliding it because you're going to the ground. Because as soon as you're on the ground, you're a defenseless player, and then you can't be hit. So that's the whole point of why quarterbacks are taught to slide. So yeah, that was my big gripe with it, is like you shouldn't be leading with your forearm and like all of that.
It was dirty.
Yeah, it wasn't great. So
he also has a history of like being kind of naughty.
Well, so the thing that people are wondering is like, what will his alleged suspension look like? And the whole part that factors into the suspension is his history. So in week 2, he was fined almost $12,000 when he like punched a Bears running back in the face mask because Al-Shaair like shoved Caleb Williams, the Bears quarterback, like as he was going out of bounds, he like hit him already. So the running back like shoved him because he was like, bro, he's going out of bounds. Like you don't have to do that, unnecessary. And then after the shove, he turns around and he punches him in the face mask. Not great. So there was also an incident when Tom Brady was playing on the Bucs where like he went to tackle him and he legit had like his hand around his throat. I don't think he got penalized for that one though. So, but it is like a very notable clip. I do think the NFL will be taking into consideration all of that as they look at how many games he should be suspended for.
Yeah, because they don't know right now, right?
Right. It hasn't come out yet. But my guess is like 3 to 4.
Wow, that's a lot at this point.
Yeah. Well, because I think the hit was so bad. And like, the whole thing with Trevor Lawrence, like, I forget what you call it, but like his arm
defensing,
flexing, like involuntarily, which is like a
sign of a concussion or something, right?
Yeah, bad like brain trauma. It was that really gave me shivers.
Also, Trevor Lawrence did tweet from home that he was feeling better, which I mean, probably feeling better considering how bad he was hit. So I hope that he's doing well.
Yeah,
we'll see what happens with the story.
Makes us
I think also maybe Al-Shaair maybe could use a little gentle life etiquette lessons, because since it is pattern behavior, maybe approach life with a little more softness. You know what I mean?
Just maybe.
Just a little. So, Hendy, the college boys are fighting too. It's not just the big boys in the NFL.
Oh, I'm sorry for what I said during the segment.
I can't wait to get into it. So it was rivalry week this past weekend.
I bet you it was.
Several games boiled over. None more than your alma maters, the Ohio State-Michigan game, where your own Wolverines pulled off an upset over number 2 ranked Ohio State in Columbus, Ohio. So also, I just want to acknowledge that I had no idea rivalry.
Keep that in. That was good.
I just want to say I had no idea that rivalry week, there we go, was a thing, because I went to Rutgers. I don't think we were good
rival.
That's the thing. It's like I just feel like we were never good enough to have like a legitimate rival. I feel like I would have heard about it. No, it must have, from what I think right now, I think it is Penn State.
Okay.
That's like just because of New Jersey, Pennsylvania, I don't know, something about the tri-state area.
Okay.
There's vibes there.
Sure.
That's
Pennsylvania. Penn State always tries to say like, oh, we have a rivalry with like Michigan, or like we have a rivalry with Ohio State. But like, I don't think it's like that big of one personally. This is probably controversial and Penn Staters are going to come for me. But like, when you think of rivalries, like Michigan only thinks of Ohio State.
Yes, that's we don't have that.
And Ohio State only thinks of Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. So, yeah.
So what happened?
Okay, so after the game, Michigan players attempted to plant their flag on the OSU logo, but they were obviously confronted by OSU players. And that's when, of course, the pushing and shoving started. Things got out of hand. Players started throwing punches. Police had to intervene, and they used pepper spray, which I thought was insane.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was
You ever see
a
pepper
lot.
spray on a football field?
No, I have literally never seen that happen. But
no pepper spray in the rowing community either?
Yeah, crazy.
Y'all weren't throwing punches like that?
No, we weren't throwing punches. Here's the thing that I have the problem with is like, why are we pretending that Michigan was the first team to ever plant a flag on a logo? And like, no one had a problem when Baker Mayfield did it all those years ago. And like, sorry, but Texas did it to Michigan this year, literally in September.
Yeah.
And Michigan just went up the tunnel and acted like adults. I understand that I'm too close to the situation.
No, but if it was reversed and they were in Ann Arbor, and Ohio won, they probably did the same shit.
And
right?
Yeah. And like, here's the thing. I understand being pissed off about it, like Ohio State. I understand being pissed off about it. But like, the problem that I had was like, you had 60 minutes on the field to make sure that didn't happen. And so if it meant that much to you,
you would have pulled the W out.
Then you had to do something else different on the field because sorry. And I think there was a lot of emotion that factored into it. Like OSU spent like allegedly like $20 million in NIL money this offseason. They like had a lot of returning seniors come back. They were 19.5-point favorites at home. Jim Harbaugh left. Half of their like national championship class left, that Michigan, that being, for the NFL. All of those things went into like the factoring of it. And it was like supposed to be, okay, it was finally supposed to be a big Ohio State win. They were going to crush and dominate. And then they didn't. And sorry, Ryan Day. But like, so I get there was extra emotion, but like, why are we trying to pretend like Michigan, Ohio State haven't been like throwing punches for centuries? Because literally like in all of the hype videos that you see, there's a hype video where Ohio State players are coming out of the Michigan tunnel and they're like ripping the Michigan banner apart and stuff like that. Yeah. And that's from like, I don't know,
that feels
30 years ago or something.
Me.
But like, just give me a break. I'm so over it.
I love that there are hype videos for this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's a very serious thing. But I also, this is the last thing I'll say, and then I'll get off my soapbox, I promise. But like, I think as someone who has been the underdog before, going up against Ohio State, like when we were rowing against them, there is nothing better than being the underdog and then coming out on top. Like our sophomore year, we lost to Ohio State in the Big Ten championship by 1 point. And then we went on and we outranked them in NCAAs like 3 weeks later. That season to me still does not compare to my senior season when we beat the Big Tens, because like that's all that matters. When you lose to a team again and again and again, and they're so dominant and they have such a good program, and like all you hear about is Ohio State winning or a Michigan winning, like that's all you think about. So being the underdog, doing what they did, embarrassing Ohio State, that's like really what it came down to, was embarrassment. That win for me will be superior for a really long time.
I like that you said it's all about embarrassment, because that really is what it is. That's what losing is. That's why it fucking sucks to lose, because you're just like, damn, I could have had it, but I didn't.
And like, I'm sorry, rivalries are meant to be this passionate. They're meant to be this big of a thing.
Well, I heard that they're trying to call, like people are calling for a ban on the man on the moon-esque flag planting on the opposing team's field. What do you think about that?
Well,
are you pro or against? It sounds like you're against.
No, like let rivalries be rivalries. Like, I just don't think that you can really control that. It's like, I think Baker Mayfield said it best. He said like college football is meant to have rivalries. That's like the Big 12 banning the horns down signal. He was like, just let the boys play. And that's what makes college football so great, is the rivalries. It's like that it gives you this whole other aspect and emotional side of it that you don't really get in the pros in the same way.
I was just about to say, it's like, I know we've talked shit about the kids in the stadiums these days, how they have no manners and stuff, but like, you know, a respectful enough rivalry is more interesting than with like among college kids, because you're like, oh, they're just college kids. But then when you go to the NFL and like you see grown men actually throwing punches, you're like, all right, this is too much.
Also, like, have you ever heard of bragging rights? I don't know. Sorry. If you win, you get to brag a little bit. Like, people
you
are
earn
like,
that.
Yeah, people are like, well, why do you feel the need to shove it down like people's throats? And I'm like, why do you feel the need to go crying about it? Like, go fight harder. Go play better. Go game plan better. Sorry.
All right, Coach Hendy, heard it here first.
I'm too close to it. I get it. Sorry. So we also had a number of other confrontations, but there was one that I thoroughly enjoyed, the Nebraska-Iowa game, where the captains from Nebraska refused to shake hands before the game. But then Iowa, of course, got the last laugh because they won. And so linebacker Jay Higgins, right after his team won the game, he went right up to Nebraska head coach Matt Rule and shook his hand. He was like running across the field ready to like handshake everyone he saw. That was a good troll in my mind. I really thoroughly enjoyed that. Also, in case you missed it this weekend, the second ever season of the PWHL, the Professional Women's Hockey League, began this weekend. All 6 teams took the ice, and the play continues tonight with the Ottawa Charge playing host to the Toronto Scepters. You can catch the game on Amazon Prime. So, in case you were missing some hockey in your life, PWHL, second season.
Yep. New York Sirens. Go Sirens.
Go Sirens.
Woo-woo.
Oh, jeez.
They don't do that, actually. It was just a me thing.
This is becoming Blake's new bark.
All right, we continue this episode of Well Played as we do every week this time of year with our roundup of more NFL action that you need to be talking about. It's time for Tuesday Morning Quarterback.
All right, the Baltimore Ravens lost by 5 in a close battle to the surging Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday, and many are pointing the finger at kicker Justin Tucker. So just to give you some context, Justin Tucker before this season was like so clutch. He would literally kick 50-yard field goals are very hard to make in the NFL, and when you do make them, it's not like a shock, but it's like, whoa, okay, good kicker. Yeah. They're very good at their job. But Justin Tucker would kick it from like 60 yards sometimes. And he was crazy. And it would always go in. He was so reliable as they come. And it's not great anymore for him. Poor guy. He missed 2 field goals and an extra point. And so now some are saying that the Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce is to blame for stealing his mojo.
Right. I loved reading the story because for those of you who may not recall, as I did not, so Travis had a viral run-in last January when the Chiefs took on the Ravens in the playoffs. So Tucker was attempting to warm up in Chiefs territory right before the AFC Championship game.
Because kickers always warm up in the opposite side. Right. In the opposing team's side. Yeah.
But Travis was like, not in my end zone, sister. He said goodbye. So he takes all of his shit. He takes like his couple of footballs, his kicker tee, his helmet, and he just throws it aside. And then Tucker, he just is like, he has to play it cool. He has no choice. He can't be like, what the fuck, bro? Like, that's not cool, because that would be a bad look.
You're also a kicker going up against Travis Kelce, like, intimidating, I'm sure.
I would, and also this is during his, he's just so visible. He just keeps stretching it out in the video. But observers are now pointing out that Tucker, since then, basically has never been the same.
No. Yeah, he's hitting a career low, 70% of his attempts.
Yeah. Do you think the Kelce curse is real?
There's got to be something there, because like Kelce wasn't doing it just to do it and be kind of rude. It was just that Justin Tucker was purposely placing his stuff like right where Patrick Mahomes was warming up. And I think they had said something to him before about like, you got to move or something. And he either put it back or...
So he knew what he was doing.
He knew what he was doing. Like there was writing on the wall of what he was doing. So I don't know, like, don't mess with the bull if you're not ready to get the horns. I just think sometimes people act a little too confident and then it comes back to bite them, because karma always comes back around.
And then you miss your field goals. And nobody likes you anymore.
Exactly. Oh my God. Okay, wait, really quickly. I'm sorry. I'm still thinking about Ohio State, Michigan. Kyle McCord, who was the quarterback for Ohio State last year, who they got rid of, who they blamed the loss on. They were like, it was the quarterback's fault, blah, 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 blah. He now plays at Syracuse. Syracuse beat Miami. Like, they had this huge upset game. It was incredible. Kyle McCord got interviewed after the game and was like, do you feel kind of happy that not only did Syracuse win, but then Ohio State lost? And he was like, everything comes back around, or everything works out the way it's supposed to, or something like that. And it's just like karma, ladies and gentlemen.
I love how this story triggered you back to more.
It's gonna keep on.
It's gonna keep happening.
It's all I'm thinking about. It's really I'm toxic. But yeah, so I do think the Kelce curse is real. But speaking of the Kelces, Taylor Swift played host to Travis and his mom Donna, as well as brother Jason Kelce and his wife Kylie, and their 3 kids.
Yes, this came as a surprise to many fans because Donna and Travis had just said a week prior that they didn't really expect to be able to spend the holiday with Taylor. I know last year she was still on tour, so they didn't get to spend their holiday together. I want to talk about what that Thanksgiving table must have looked like.
Oh my God.
Do you think Taylor was cooking?
For sure.
Isn't she actually cooking? Do you think there must have been a private chef?
I think she made some of it. Yeah. I'm like, maybe like she didn't make the turkey, but I bet she made some sides. I bet she was like, these were staples for like my household growing up or something like that.
It was in Nashville. I saw it took place.
Ugh, wholesome.
Yeah.
Love. I am just really desperate to be invited to literally anything that she's at. I just want to be her friend. Is that so much to ask?
No, but if Taylor, you're listening, I have a girl who wants to be your friend.
Invite me to Christmas dinner. I'll miss my families. I'll come to yours.
Okay, but also, if you were Donna Kelce, and future mother-in-law potentially of Taylor Swift, and hopefully at this point a very big fan, and you have like the mother-in-law card where it's like you can ask your future daughter-in-law to like do whatever, and hopefully she'll say yes because she feels
obligated. Yeah.
So like if you were Donna, what song would you ask Taylor to, whichever old songs would you ask her to perform? You'd be like, Taylor, like, I haven't heard this one in a while.
Okay, ready? This is a banger, and people are going to maybe judge me for this, but it's a banger. Christmas Tree Farm.
I don't know that song.
Exactly. Because
can you just sing a little?
Why are you trying to do this to me?
No, it's not. You
are.
No, I'm not. I just really don't know that one.
Okay, it goes a little something like this. It goes like this. In my heart is a Christmas tree farm where the people are na and na 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 na.
Is it a Christmas song?
Yeah, it's like her only Christmas song.
It's kind of shocking she's never done a Christmas album.
I know, but that's why I like it so much. And
it's coming. I'm sure it is.
It's very jazzy. You'll listen to it today in full. You'll really like it.
Do you know around when it came out?
I don't remember when, but it was like a one-off. It was like just a single. But yeah, I would do that because I just feel as though I used to be very anti-Christmas before Thanksgiving. But
the way our world works now,
with the lack of happiness going on in the world, I was really desperate to get my hands on some good vibes heading into Thanksgiving. Not like because Thanksgiving's bad or anything, but just because I was like, I need a little extra juice.
A little cheer.
Yeah. And I was trying to convince Scott to get our Christmas tree early. And he was like, we can't because we're not going to be here. It's going to die. Like, you don't want that. And I was like, oh, fine.
That's so nice you guys get a real tree.
Yeah. I'm a big stickler on that. But yeah, I understand people who play Christmas music now, like during Thanksgiving, before Thanksgiving.
Okay, so apparently, according to Sean, Christmas Tree Farm came out in 2019. I'm afraid that's not quite old enough for me. I'm thinking like 2007. I'm sorry if you're a listener and you don't really like Taylor Swift
I'll give you another one. I'll give you an oldie. Tim McGraw.
Okay, so I know the name, but I don't even know how that one goes.
Why are you doing this?
I just know what it looks like.
You're trying to get me to sing.
Just like one line from the chorus.
It's like, it's just really not my octave. It goes, said the way the blue eyes shine, put those Georgia stars to shame. That's right. Yeah, that's a lie.
Oh, that was beautiful. See, she wanted to keep going.
Just a boy in a Chevy truck that had a tendency of Okay, I'm done.
I would have her sing. Well, she might sing this on her tours because she goes for like 3 hours, but I would like to hear Teardrops in My Guitar.
Good one.
Yeah. That's like the OG, I feel like, song that made her famous.
Wait. Yeah, I was going to say, was I singing Teardrops on My Guitar? No, I wasn't.
You were not.
God. Oh my God, terrible. But yeah, no, that's a good one too. Okay, sorry. Getting back to it. It wasn't all smiles this Thanksgiving for 3 teams, especially for the fans of the Chicago Bears. In the closing seconds of their loss to the NFC leading Detroit Lions. The Bears showed objectively the worst example of clock management all season, with just 32 seconds on the clock and time ticking down. Head coach Matt Eberflus decided not to use his last timeout, even after quarterback Caleb Williams was sacked. So Williams had to change the play on the field and then threw an incomplete pass as time expired.
Okay, I need to stop you because you said clock management.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling it has nothing to do with a Rolex or Flava Flav and his big ass clocks. So what is clock management for NFL noobs like me?
So with 2 minutes to go in a game, the clock does not stop automatically. It keeps going unless like a player catches it and runs out of bounds. That's one way it stops. So like usually you have to save your timeouts in the second half for the end of the game, because then it's like, okay, time's expiring. Got to take a timeout so that we like have time to kind of reconvene, set up a play, and then go for it as time is ticking down. So clock management is just like managing the clock and the time as it expires. Smart and well. Not what the Bears did.
Oh my God. Yeah, well, clearly not, because I also saw that the next day Eberflus was fired by the Bears, which is insane. So do you think this play cost him his job, or was this like coming down the pipeline and this just accelerated it?
I think it was only a matter of time with just the way the Bears have lost games this year, the way that the season's been going, all of that. And I think the most telling thing was that Bears wide receiver DJ Moore said, as the season was going, you just kind of figured that was going to happen. So it's not great when your own player is saying, like, you're just assuming that the head coach is going to get fired. Like, that's crazy.
Right.
And it wasn't his like first case of kind of botched calls. So I just think it probably accelerated it, but it was only a matter of time.
Yeah. Well, what do you think happens next for the Bears?
I do think, like, a lot of people have said, it's a very hot position for a coach to go after it because they have a young QB and there's just like potential there. I actually agree with that. I do think that they can continue to take steps in the right direction. I know that Bears, like DJ Moore, the wide receiver that I just was saying, said that comment. He was also saying that the offensive coordinator is going to be taking over like the head coaching position and they're going to go play for him. So a lot of times when like that coaching change happens, it creates a spark. So I'm just saying, if the Bears show up and show out next week, don't be surprised, because they might have a little bit of a
zest.
Yeah, new zest in them with
a new vibe.
Yeah, new vibe on the team.
Do you think Bill Belichick, who I know is so bored out there dating his 23-year-old girlfriend, could end up being the next head coach? No shame to her, by the way.
Yeah, no shame to her. I don't know. It's a really good question. I'm really torn because I think Bill is bored, but I do think he kind of likes aspects of his new gig. But I don't know. I just don't see him on the Bears, but I think that's just because he was with the Patriots for so long. That's like all I can picture. But I would be intrigued by that. I don't know. I don't think it's out of the possibility. Like, I think it could be in the cards.
Can I ask you an extremely off-topic question?
Of course, always.
It does have to do with football. Do NFL teams have mascots?
Yeah.
Where are they? Why do I not see them all over my For You page like Ellie the elephant?
Well, it depends on, I think, the
Where was the Jet on the sidelines? I did not see him once.
We don't have a
Okay,
Jet.
so it's not universal.
Yeah, no. But like the Vikings have a mascot. I'm pretty sure that goes around. Oh my God. I'll send you this video later, but there's an iconic video. I think it's the Panthers where they're like, "What's that bear doing?" One of the players is sitting on the bench, like looking at their mascot, and the other guy goes, "That's Sir Purr," and he goes, "Sir who?" And he goes, "Sir Purr, the mascot." Aww. And he thought it was a bear. It's incredible. It's literally like the greatest clip ever. Sir Purr. Yeah. Sean's showing you Sir Purr.
He does look like kind of a bear. He's too cute to be the mascot.
Yeah, so like a bunch of teams have them, but
they just like haven't been making inroads like my girl Ellie.
Yeah, Ellie is just she's an individual.
You know what I mean? She's probably getting brand deals. I'm not
for
even
sure,
kidding.
as she should. Yeah, she's
okay. I just had to ask because I noticed I didn't see.
Yeah, you need the Oh, we're looking up the best NFL app.
Staley McBeam. Who the hell? He's a Steeler.
Sourdough Sam?
No.
What the hell? Oh, Bluey. Or not Bluey. Sorry. That's like the children's.
Caroline's clearly in her auntie mode right now.
Yeah. But Blue, the Indianapolis Colts, I've seen him before.
Freddie Falcon.
Oh, yeah. I've seen him. Miles, the Denver Broncos one. Interesting. Oh, the Patriots mascot who, Pat Patriot or whatever. They have like Patriots that legit like do.
The British are coming. The British are coming like that.
Yeah. They have like ones that do like gunfire after they score. And I always forget that. It makes me like pee my pants a little bit every time we're at New England.
I would.
I'm like, oh, what was that? Yeah, it's scary. Anyway, sorry, little
tangent. I had to ask. I'm sorry.
Okay, so football continued with a Black Friday matchup between the Raiders and the Chiefs, and somehow the Chiefs escaped with another improbable win. My father, Carl Hendershot, is down bad because he really thought the Raiders were going to play.
With seconds left in the game and the Raiders in position to kick a game-winning field goal, quarterback Aiden O'Connell failed to see the shotgun snap, which ricocheted off his body and resulted in a turnover, which allowed the Chiefs to just run out the clock and secure the deal.
Mm-hmm.
Poor father.
Yeah. However, there was a flag on the play. Raiders fans thought they had hope as it looked like a sideline official signaled for a false start. However, the penalty was ruled an illegal shift, which meant the play would stand and the Chiefs win. So how do the Chiefs keep winning, I would ask you? But I think there's something else at play. Do we think that Taylor Swift has some sort of voodoo magic going on?
She's got the Hermione Granger touch or something.
Yeah.
She went to Hogwarts in the off season.
From the stands is like doing spells.
Literal witchcraft.
Yeah, so that she can...
I mean, it literally... Okay. Side note, but not really because we are talking about Harry Potter. My grandma watched Harry Potter 1 for the first time this weekend when she came to visit.
Did she love it?
Yes. And it's so funny that we are talking about this because in that movie, when Harry Potter learns how to play Quidditch, Snape is in the stands manipulating the game. Yeah. Much like Taylor Swift as Hermione would be doing.
Yeah.
In favor of the other team. It must have been Slytherin in this case.
Yeah.
And then Hermione, comes in and she...
lights his
cape on fire
to distract him.
It was much like that.
Yeah.
So you think something?
Yeah, I think it's just
because like how else do you explain that?
how do they keep winning?
Yeah,
you know, like there's
that was given to them.
Yeah, there's something that's not adding up here. And they just somehow keep pulling it out. But I do think this does not bode well for their future in the playoffs because if you're winning games but by this close of a margin every single time, it's like right. The other like shoe's going to drop at some point. Yeah,
I like that. Okay, I'll be watching this.
Yeah,
I'll be watching.
Alrighty, Blake, we're gonna close out the episode with our favorite thing. Send it 4 of our favorite viral moments from the week that you should be sending to your group chat. Okay, you're up first. Go ahead.
I would like to nominate Miss Donna Kelce because it was, I mean, as we know, it was a very Kelce-centric weekend, but we can't finish the show without talking about her game day leather pants. And they went viral after she revealed their mullet-like quality. So apparently Donna considers, and I understand, I agree, she considers leather pants too hot. And she said,
okay, these are really fun. They're, stylish in the front, but there's a party in the back because they're just regular cloth. Leather pants get really hot. So you need the back of your leather pants to be cloth so that you can air things out.
What do we think? Is this a new look for winter game days? You did mention in the intro that you wore leather pants.
Yeah,
I saw them myself.
They were full leather though.
Yes.
Both sides.
Could you be caught dead with leather pants in the front, regular cloth in the back?
Here's the thing. For me, who is standing, and I'm concerned about my warmth the whole time.
You're right.
They were not too warm for me. Like they were perfect for me. They were very insulating. However, if you were sitting on leather the whole game, you got to have some
I've been there.
sweat. Yeah, like that's not fun. So, and then it's like sticking to you in that uncomfy way, you know? So I get it. Actually, she's just thinking in 4K because I don't think I've seen this before. So Donna.
I also haven't seen it, but she said she got them from QVC.
Oh,
which makes so much sense. My grandma,
innovator,
obsessed with QVC. This is some shit they would. It's not shit, but you know what I mean. Just
this is some apparel they would sell.
Absolutely,
yeah.
All right, who are you nominating?
I'm here for it though. I like the half leather pant style. Okay, so next up, I'm nominating Team USA lacrosse star Allie. I'm gonna butcher her last name, but Mastriani. Okay, Allie. Who, according to a story from ESPNW, is literally part shark.
What?
So she severely tore her hamstring while playing at UNC. Doctors had to wrap her sciatic nerve in shark collagen to provide additional support. Since turning part shark, guess what? Won the NCAA title, a gold medal at Worlds, and helped launch the Women's Lacrosse League. So I'm sorry. If being part shark isn't worthy of send it, I don't know what is. Also, she's clearly got some superpower boost, because usually people are like, how will they return from this injury? Maybe they won't be themselves. Right. She became Shark Boy and Lava Girl, but like in one.
And she did that.
Yeah.
She
is that girl.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so go Allie.
Go Allie. Okay, my turn to nominate another send it. So did you see the response from Lions head coach Dan Campbell after one of his players accidentally posted a video featuring a whiteboard in the background, and it revealed some of the team's playbook code words. Running back Jahmyr Gibbs accidentally posted the video, and it had code words like Julia Roberts and Kim Kardashian, each of which stands in for a portion of the team's play calling signals. So obviously went viral because you never want to, you always want to keep your opponent on their toes.
Right.
This is not exactly keeping them on their toes.
No, you're kind of handing them over the playbook.
But what did Dan Campbell do? So he covered for his players saying, quote, I don't really give a crap. If we're going to lose because of code words, then we're not good enough anyway. I think we'll just post the whole freaking playbook and every word we've got. It doesn't matter. It's not going to hurt us.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I mean, that's why his players love him, right? Like, because he says stuff like that.
He's a better man than I, because I would be like, what the fuck? Like, you stupid kids.
He probably did that behind the scenes.
Right.
But then he was like, no, I'm going to go to bat for you.
Class act.
Yeah, he's a great dude. They will have to change all of their words, unfortunately. I do love that one of them was like Julia Roberts and Kim Kardashian. I just find it hilarious. But yeah, it's nothing that I don't think like they can't handle, but it's definitely
so annoying.
It's definitely annoying this late in the season. Like that's the problem.
How long do you think it would take you to memorize all their plays?
A lot, because like for as good as I am with memorizing lyrics to songs, I just cannot for the life of me do that.
You'd have to put
a lot
it into
of other ways, like people's names immediately forget. I'm like reading more of them off of the
Caitlyn Jenner,
Karate Belt, Red Blue Spider, Red Blue Gold, Red Blue Silver, Julia Roberts, Torch
Coors
Flame,
Miller,
Fire Lava. I like that one. Coors Miller is a good one.
These
too.
were clearly written by a man.
Winfrey Ellen. That's hilarious. Oh my God. Purple Michigan Wolverine. That's funny.
What?
Go Blue.
What does that say to
Am
you?
I right?
Purple Michigan Wolverine? Are they like colorblind looking at the Michigan Navy?
I don't know. I think they're using purple as like a code word for something else. Who knows? But I don't know. Here for it.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay, last send it. I love this story out of Arizona State. So ASU's 34-year-old head coach for their football team, Kenny Dillingham, surprised 20 staffers this week with unexpected bonuses of $5,000 to $10,000 each after the team secured its 9th win of the season. So what they didn't know was that Dillingham provided the bonuses out of his own pocket because all the money came from his own $200,000 incentive bonus. And the best part was ASU went on to beat rival Arizona 49-7, meaning they'll vie for a Big 12 championship against Iowa State next weekend. They did also plant the little like the devil's little scepter torch thing for their mascot. They did do that on the midfield, and no one's raising any qualms about that. God forbid.
No pepper spray involved.
They're not Michigan.
What a guy.
I don't feel strongly about the Michigan Ohio
She's
State
obviously over it. She's over it, guys.
But anyways, I love that because it's like he didn't tell anyone. I think he didn't tell the reporter that reported it either. Like he found out the information else other ways. But I just think that, it's the holiday season. It's hard for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And this guy went above and beyond, in my opinion, and gave them the money that was his incentive bonus that like clearly he earned because he got them to the Big 12 championship. Right. I don't know. It's just like really heartwarming.
Yeah.
I think that's my send it of the week.
I knew it was going to be yours. Yeah. You're a real sucker for a nice story.
Dude, I cried at the drop of a hat. Like, I talk a big game, but oh my God. Like,
it's impressive,
so
honestly.
Yeah.
I'm going to say my send it is probably leather pants.
I knew that was going to be yours.
I just like the ingenuity of these pants.
Girl
I wouldn't wear them, but I think you
should look for a pair.
I'm good off that.
Come on.
No. I'll buy a pair for my grandma.
Okay.
From QVC. She lives that
And then
spot.
you can try them on.
She is 5 feet tall.
Oh. So
I'm 5'8".
Maybe a little flood pants on you.
A little capri.
Okay, not on our send it's for this week, but I do just have to
Call attention.
Yes, call attention. Thank you so much. Read my mind. Call attention to people have been saying that Nick Sirianni, head coach of the Eagles, looks very similar. And by very similar, I mean the exact same, but just grown up from the little kid in Elf, like the buddy's brother or whatever. And I can't get enough of it because I don't know if it's the way he's wearing his hat or the type of hat he's wearing. They are the same person.
It's everything.
Mind blowing.
His hat just slightly covers his eyebrows.
Enough.
And the way that their mouths are agape in some shots.
Yeah.
Same person.
Yeah. Have you started watching Christmas movies yet?
No.
Or any just like holiday?
No.
Okay.
I'm not there yet. I just watched 10 Things I Hate About You. I checked one off my list because Caroline was threatening me last week about certain movies that I had not seen.
Okay, that was a stretch. I was not threatening. I was highly encouraging. Wait, what did you think about it?
I'm just like ripped to a legend. Heath Ledger, my God.
I know, right?
The things that man could have done.
He was so handsome.
Oh my God. I was like, I would have went for him.
The singing one, Can't Take My Eyes Off of You. Like the scene in the bleachers.
In the bleachers.
Iconic.
Cops chasing him. I'd be like, that's my bad boy.
Obsessed with him.
Yeah.
He was so good in that movie.
May he rest in peace.
Yeah, truly. Okay, you're excused from not watching Christmas movies because you were doing your homework.
I was busy doing homework.
I appreciate that. You were taking your assignment seriously. I did start watching them. I watched Klaus, which is like an animated movie. It's definitely meant for children. Guess who cried? Caroline did.
We knew it.
Sobbed at the end. Scott, I like just start like silently, like tears just falling out of my eyes. Scott turns to me at the end of the movie and he goes, "Oh my God." And I was like, "It was really sweet." And
I looked that one up. I'm not always a fan of animated movies.
I've heard that before. Give it a shot.
Is it a musical?
No.
Okay.
No. Yeah, just give it a shot. I think you'll like it.
Okay. I got other things
that
to
was
do
so
first,
half-hearted.
Anyway, that's it for this week's Send It. Please be sure to send the Well Played podcast to your friends, family, coworkers. Make us your Instagram story, blah, blah, blah. Tell your friends about the show. All of the good stuff, please.
Blah, blah, blah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's all we got for this week's episode of Well Played. Blake, let the people know where they can find you.
On Instagram at BLAAA4KSE. I did just post a reel about my experience at the Jets game.
Yeah, go check it out. It was really, I loved it. It was really cute. It was well done. The fit check that your dad gave you was incredible.
It was so bad.
Top tier.
He didn't understand the assignment, but
it's okay. No, but like he also did. Yeah, you know? Yeah, we're going to be back in the studio next Tuesday with another episode of Well Played. So make sure you're subscribed to the show wherever you're listening. You can follow me at CG Hendy.
I'm sorry, I didn't ask you back.
It's okay. No one needs to.
I just feel like yours is way more memorable than mine. So like mine, I have to say out loud to stick. But CG Hendy has just such a flow.
That's sweet of you. Thank you. Yeah, be sure to leave us a rating and a review wherever you're listening. Check out the Well Played YouTube channel where we have full-length episodes each and every week. And just search Well Played by this game on YouTube.
Until next time, thanks for listening to Well Played,
the only podcast in the league of its own.